A scratching sound shattered the cabin's silence, then a soft, pleading purr. Outside, a blizzard raged. I cracked the door and froze. An adult lynx stood on my threshold, a tiny cub hanging limp in her jaws. Every instinct told me to slam it shut. A lynx is a wild predator, and I'd never seen one come to a human home. But she didn't leave. She kept scratching, persistent, desperate. Snow clung to her fur, steam poured from her mouth, and her yellow eyes fixed on me like a request. I opened wider. She stepped inside, and the smell hit me. Pine, snow, and metal. Blood. She walked straight to the fireplace, set the cub on the rug, and stared at me, waiting. The cub was only a few weeks old, ice cold, barely moving. I wrapped him in a blanket and pushed him close to the heat. Then I noticed her front paw, twisted, matted with blood. A jagged wound with parallel cuts. Only a trap makes that. She'd torn herself free and still carried her baby through the storm to my door. I grabbed my first aid kit. Speaking softly, I let her sniff my hand, then cleaned the wound with antiseptic, applied ointment, and bandaged it tight. She flinched and growled under her breath, but didn't bite. When I finished, she licked my hand once. The cub was dehydrated and starving. I mixed warm milk and fed him drop by drop until he finally swallowed. Hours later, his breathing steadied. Near dawn, he squeaked, and the mother answered instantly, licking him with new urgency. When the storm eased, I followed their tracks, probing the snow with a stick. A kilometer away, I found the truth. Hidden metal traps. Poachers. I radioed the Forest Service, marked the coordinates, and hurried back. Rangers arrived, photographed the lynx's injury, and swept the area. They removed dozens of traps, found a camp, and set an ambush. 2 men returned to check the line, and were arrested. For weeks, the lynx and cub stayed by my fireplace while her paw healed and the baby grew strong. Then, on a warmer day, I opened the door. She paused, touched my hand with her nose, then led her cub into the trees. Months later, I saw 2 lynxes at a stream. The adult lifted her head and met my eyes, then disappeared into the forest with the younger one behind her. Alive, together, because she dared to ask a human for help, and because, that night, I didn't treat her like a predator. I treated her like a mother. Sometimes the wild doesn't need to be tamed, just understood.